What's up, everybody? My name is Mike. I'm a war gamer, and this will be the start of a YouTube project log on how to build a Lord of the Rings game table. Helping me in this little endeavor is my brother Zasha.
Hi.
He looks like Justin Bieber, by the way. And a lot of times people ask me about yeah, you would laugh at that. A lot of people ask me what I do with my free time and my hobbies, and when I try to explain it to them, it's kind of hard for them to understand. So hopefully this will kind of help those who haven't seen this before kind of get a better idea of what I do and waste my time with. And for those of you on the forums who play this game actually, maybe I can give you some ideas on building your next game table. So I guess we want to start with how this all happened in the first place. I've been a gamer for about 8, 9, 10 years now, and my brother's been along with me for pretty much most of that as well. And we play several different game types. There's Warhammer 40K, there's Lord of the Rings, Battlefleet Gothic, which is a spaceship game, World War I aircraft game, Wings of War, Flames of War, you name it, video games too, comics, all that other good stuff. So yes, we're pretty much nerds, but whatever. So let me just quickly take you guys around kind of our gaming area here and show you some of the stuff we've been working on for the past 8 or 9 years. So I guess the first thing to look at would be our display cases. This is all our painted stuff that we've kind of amassed over the past. Actually, we've been working on this since the beginning, but a lot of this stuff is since we moved to New Hampshire. So we've been busy. So here in this case, we have my brother's armies. This is a Chaos Space Marine, Red Corsairs. We also have Hive Fleet Gorgon, which is a Tyranid army list. This entire case is my Destroying army. This is probably what the guys on the Warseer forums know me best for. And this army has done really well for me in the past. I do hate the new Guard Codex, by the way. I'm not a fan. We have the Demon army here, the Grey Knights, who kind of object being in the same case with them, and an Inquisition army. And to play these games, obviously you need some terrain. So the first table that I kind of built, this was around when the City Fight Codex was released. This is my 8x4 foot City Fight table. A lot of it is handcrafted. You can probably spot some things like Coke cans for the oil containers. There's a lot of foam board and different types of things, which is pretty cool. Doesn't get as much use though. We just don't play on it for very much. I don't know why, but whatever. Over here we got the Wings of War aircraft game. Germans and the Allies in World War I. We have my Raven Wing army, which has been doing pretty well as of late. Work in progress table. This is where we throw all the stuff that needs to be built and painted and everything else. So, you know, models kind of start with just a gray plastic, and then we take it from there. And over here we have our work table. I tried cleaning this. I just give it up because it gets dirty right away. So anything that needs to be built, painted, flocked, you name it, is done here. I even organize all my bits in nail carton box thingies, because I got nothing better to do.
That's true.
Oh, you're cool.
I'm pretty cool.
And over here we have some of our display models that both Josh and I have painted. Some of these have won awards for us. We're getting there. Some early Flames of War stuff that we're working on, and then my brother's Necron army, which is one of the oldest armies we have. And then we'll just go to the other side real quick. That way. And this is a quick game table that we built. It's all modular, and by modular that means we can move everything around. Everything can change, so we can set it up however we want. We have a lot of different types of terrain for this thing, so if we want to play on a massive Imperial installation, we can. I even have mats underneath, which we use for other types of games. This is for Battlefleet Gothic. It's a Star Universe map, and this is for a game that I'm building. I don't have a name for it yet. It's going to be pretty damn cool, though. And we'll have dragons flying around and wizards casting spells and all that type of stuff. Over here we have all the books, rule books, you name it, and all the other fun stuff that you can think of. So now, the main point of this entire video, obviously, is to kind of build a Lord of the Rings table. And like I said before, this is going to be a 4x4. And it'll host models that'll be, if you can see this, zoom in or something. They're pretty small, 28 millimeter scale. And we're going to try to adapt it so that the table will match the colors of the base, and the models will then be able to freely move along. It'll look just like a still from the movie. That's what we're going to shoot for. So in this first video, we're going to kind of show you some of the different supplies that you're going to need to build such a table. So down here, the main component of any game table is usually this stuff. It's called polystyrene. It's pink insulation foam. You can get it at any hardware store. It's very solid, very rigid, but it can be melted, cut, and carved to make hills, trenches, anything, you name it. There's also foam board, also very rigid. It has 2 layers of cardboard and some foam inside. That can be cut as well. It's great for making buildings, smaller inclines, that type of thing. Obviously, you're going to need your brushes. X-Acto knives for cutting. I've slit open every single finger multiple times on those things. A 45-degree X-Acto knife. I just found this thing, and it's awesome because it bevels all your edges to make it flush with the tabletop. You're going to need hot glue. Hot glue is always key. This is an awesome tool. This is a polystyrene cutter. It's electric, so it heats this rod up to very high temperatures, which allows the foam to melt, and you can carve certain shapes, designs, anything into it. You're going to need sandpaper, glue, different types of flock, lichen, stones, sand, obviously. That's all going to be used to base the board and match the basing on the model, so it looks like they're all on the same thing. Another thing we're going to do, and this is going to be a first for me, is I'm going to actually make a resin river going through the board itself. And of course, resin is kind of hard to work with. It's toxic, it gets hot, it can melt things, so if we don't do it right, it's going to mess the whole board up. So that'll be an experiment on its own. Paints, you're obviously going to have to paint the sand to get it to match what your models have, so we'll get a variety of paints going there. Plaster Paris, mix this with water, forms a nice paste, and that's used to smooth out hills, create different types of textures in the ground that can then be picked out when you paint. Elmer's glue, paper towels, you name it. The one key thing when you're building a game board of any kind is to never ever throw anything away, because you can always find a use for it. Cardboard box, things that hold the styrofoam that comes in the electronic boxes, you can use that. Coke cans, plastics, wires, anything can be used. And I've done quite a bit of that, and we'll come up with some ideas for this. So that's kind of the plan. Over the next couple of weeks and couple of episodes, we'll be working on it and show you how it progresses and throw out some ideas, techniques, and answer questions if there are any. And we'll go from there. So I appreciate you guys watching this. Hopefully you'll check out the next ones, and now you know.
And knowing is half the battle.
Good job.